Guys, we're out looking for big bluegill and big red ear that are spawning. We're in Northwest Tennessee. I'm Crispin Pally.
And I'm Fishing Valley.
And Fox Sports Outdoors is on the air now.
You're watching the only program with weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southwest region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. Today we're coming to you from the 1,000-acre recreational lake. It's located in Huntington, Tennessee, which is in Northwest Tennessee. Really cool lake. It opened up in 2013. It's roughly 1,000 acres. One of the cool things about this lake is that they've divided it into two sections. One is open to everybody, fishing, recreation, a lot of activity, family boating and stuff out here in the summertime, in the warmer months. But on the other half of the lake, it's all no wake and there's no recreational boats. It's all dedicated to fishing. And fishing is what draws me and so many others here. The lake is really, really good. There's been several 10-plus pound largemouth bass caught out of here, tons of big catfish, but today we're targeting my favorite thing to come fish for over here. We're targeting big panfish. I'm talking big bluegill, big shell crackers. It's a lot of fun. I got my main man Fisher with me today. What is our plan for today, Fisher?
They catch more fish than you do.
To catch more fish than I do. So he's got a plan. Let me tell you what else we've got planned for you. We've got all of your local fishing information from our insider reporters. So I'm gonna get him life jacketed up, get our rods out rigged up. I'm gonna send you back to the FSN studio for your weekend planner.
Hi everybody, it looks like both days of the weekend will offer good fishing conditions. The Salooner tables are indicating peak activity will take place midday, starting around 12:21 on Saturday and 1:19 on Sunday. The peak nighttime fishing activity will be after midnight. Look for the sun to rise at 6:29 and set at 8:23. Nighttime fishing should be great with the full moon. Stay with us for freshwater and coastal fishing information from around the region. Plus, I'll return with Major League Fishing angler Brent Chapman on this week's Ask the Pro feature.
Guys, we are got everything rigged up, got our life vest on. We're gonna ease out here. It is a beautiful late spring day, and everything is really set up really good for these bluegill, red ear, shell crackers, call them what you want to. This lake is kind of a hidden gem. It's got tons of good fishing in it for all species, but this is about the only thing I come over here to fish for because the panfish fishing is so good, and it is an awesome way to take my little guy here. Fisher's my 5-year-old. And this little guy's been hunting and fishing with me since he's big enough. I was carrying him and a diaper bag at the same time. What are we gonna do?
Catch big fish.
Catch big fish. He's always got the right answer. I don't care what you ask him. But we're gonna be using a primarily live bait, worms, crickets, red worms. I've got some little artificials that we may use if we get in the shell crackers good. But we're gonna ease out here. I'm gonna go get set up on this spot and kind of explain to you where we're fishing. So hang with us, we'll be right back with you.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, America's #1 fish finder, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. Request our free 2019 fishing guide at orangebeach.com.
Shell crackers are known to be a little bit bigger, a lot more of a fighter, and man, you're talking about incredible to eat. One of the things that's really neat that you kind of got to figure out to be successful here for these bluegill and shell crackers, when they flooded this lake, there's a bunch of old roads that cross the lake. Matter of fact, I'm easing up on top of the one we're about to fish right now, and those fish just get up here like crazy on those gravel road beds. They're old gravel or maybe tar and chip roads, but it's a good hard flat surface like they like to spawn on. I'm seeing everything I like. The water temperature is 68, 69 degrees. The other thing I really like, there's nobody here. I mean, there's some boats out here fishing, but my 3 favorite spots to fish out here, there's not a boat sitting on them, which is another nice thing about coming over here to the 1,000-acre lake. I'm gonna get spun around here. I'm gonna drop that motor guide XI3 and hit the anchor function on it, or drop the power poles, or both, and see if we can't catch us a couple big shell crackers. You ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Hey, throw this, look, watch where I throw and then you throw there. See where I threw? Throw that way. Good job. Now just let it go to the bottom. There's one.
Is that one?
Yeah. A shell cracker.
Can I catch it?
Well, you're gonna catch one. So, what we're fishing for out here today is what I'd call sunfish. And in this lake, just be reeling slow. Keep reeling. You gotta keep reeling. In this lake, there's bluegill and there's shell crackers. Shell crackers are often known as red ear, and this is a female shell cracker. My experience is a lot of times these shell cracker will move up first to spawn, and water temperature plays a role, but moon phase plays an incredible role. This is just kind of a very average sized shell cracker. Shell crackers are known to be a little bit bigger, a lot more of a fighter, and man, you talking about incredible to eat. They're one of my favorite fish to eat, but that is a shell cracker or a red ear, depending on where you're from.
Hey friends, Captain Kevin Broussard here with your Fox Sports Louisiana Outdoor Report. I tell you what, we're brought to you by Cajun Paradise Charters and Lodge right here on beautiful Calcasieu Lake. I tell you what, y'all want to make a trip, look us up. Right now we're going to talk about bass fishing to start with. Toledo Bend Reservoir, fish are in post spawn. I tell you what, they're even getting in that early summertime pattern. Lots of fish deep. And crappie, 20 to 30 foot of water over brush piles, live minnows, and tube jigs with Rockport rattlers seems to be the key there. Tell you what, on the saltwater side, right here on Calcasieu Lake, still dealing with a little dirty water. Fishing's a little slow and tough, catching pretty good on the redfish. Some days we get a few trout. Bring them kids out on the water for old Cajun Phil, Captain Kevin Broussard saying, happy fishing, may God bless, and we're gonna see you next week.
Instead of a float, we're gonna call it a professional strike indicator. Do you know what that means? That's a fancy word for float. Can you say professional?
Professional
Strike
strike
indicator.
indicator.
And that means what?
Float.
Float. Good man. That's what I'm talking about. There. Right tip down. Go, 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 go. You got him? What you got, fish? Is he pulling hard? That's what I'm talking about. Don't quit reeling. Don't quit reeling. What you got? What you got? What you got? Shell cracker. No. It's a big old bluegill, ain't it? Yeah, it's a bluegill, man. That's a good one too. Look at that. Hey, come on. Blow it out. No, come on, do it right. Look here. You gonna hold him?
Yep.
He's big enough you can stick your thumb in his mouth. Stick your thumb in there. Thumb. Now clamp down. Hold him tight. Look at that. Now watch this. Hold on to him. Look at that. Look at that big old bluegill right there. That's a big one, fish. What do you think? Was that fun?
Uh-huh.
Did he pull hard?
Yes.
Did you pull hard?
Yes.
Who won?
Me.
That's right. Let's throw him in the box and catch some more, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's throw him in here. Come here. Ready?
Yeah.
Right there.
Did we catch one?
Yeah, there's already some in there. Woo!
There's one in
You gonna catch another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Can I stay with the float?
Yeah, you can stay with the float. You know, one of the unique challenges of fishing with kids is just you've got to be so patient. There's one. Come here. Lay yours down. Reel, 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 reel. Get him. Get him. All right. Flip him in here. Oh, stop reeling. You got him. It's a bluegill.
Is that mine?
Is it yours?
Yeah.
I don't know, you tell me.
I reeled him in.
You reeled him in.
So I
You gonna
guess
put him in the live well? I'm gonna let you put him in the live well. You know, one of the unique challenges of fishing with kids is just you've got to be so patient. And I would love to stand here and tell you that I am the poster child for that, but I am absolutely not. Anybody that knows me knows that good Lord's still working on me with that virtue of patience. I'm trying, but I struggle a lot, and y'all won't get to see that part though. I'll make sure it never makes the show. But it's fun when you're high-fiving everybody, you know, your bobber's going under, you're holding fish, and things are great. But the thing about this is I have to constantly remind myself that once upon a time, somebody did this very same thing for me. And I wouldn't be in the outdoors, I wouldn't be on this fishing show, I wouldn't have a career in the outdoor industry if somebody hadn't taken the time to get my tangles out, my knots out, get me unhung, bait my hook, help me do all the little things that I have to do now with my children. So just be patient, but give them a chance. Take these kids out and let them have a chance. And bluegill and panfish are such a good way to do that. I jokingly refer to them as the gateway drug. It's the first thing people try before they get hooked on fishing in most cases. And you know, the float, we went to a float with Fisher so he could actually see it go under. It gives him something to focus on rather than just kind of dragging that jig head around. So kind of my advice would be to cater to your kid. Cater to what their needs are and what will keep them focused, and you'll both have a lot more fun. Fisher, whose fish is bigger?
Mine.
Of course it is.
Hey, in last week's report, I showed you how healthy the bass population is on Okemah Lake when it came across the wildlife department that was electrofishing there. This week's report, I want to show you what Mike and I did to catch some of those beautiful bass there. We started out fishing weightless soft plastics in the shallows thinking we could catch them that way. Didn't really have much luck. So when we moved farther out, fishing the more isolated patches of grass out in front of those areas, keeping the boat in 5 to 7 feet of water, we started catching some really nice bass. We had a wonderful day, really good fishing, a lot of pretty bass coming to the boat. Mike was throwing a 6-inch LaRue tattletale worm on a LaRue pighead, 1/8 ounce. I was throwing a Texas rigged LaRue salt flicker on a 1/8 ounce slip sinker with a 1/0 hook. Great day at Okemah. You can catch them, but you can't catch them if you don't go.
Hey folks, Captain Greg Verm here for this week's Fox Southwest Outdoors Report. Hey, we're going to start this week's report down in Lower Laguna Madre. Hey, Captain Wayne Davis, he said fishing is getting better each passing day. The most consistent fishing has been on the flats closest to the intercoastal waterway. Nice keeper trout, redfish, and even flounder are mixed in. Now, Captain Wayne Davis said to concentrate in thigh to waist deep water near a color change, and you're going to catch fish. Now let's move to Baffin Bay. Captain Chris Elliott said fishing is awesome, especially the redfish. Captain Chris says to concentrate on the windward shorelines and throw those K-Wiggler, Willowtails, or those paddle tails. I want to remind everyone about our Galveston summer fishing camps for kids starting in June. Also, we offer deep sea for mahi, snapper, tuna, wahoo, and more. Also bay fishing, and we can handle corporate events at our lodge at Bay's Landing. Hey, I'm Captain Greg Verm, and I'll see you next time.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Lou's. Feel the difference. Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland, the best in bass and crappie lures, heads to tails. Glacier Glove. Stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades. Balls Out, made in the USA. Heavy-duty mounts for your fish finders.
Man, that's a good one right there. Look at that.
Another one.
Look at that big old pool. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Forgot to tighten your drag up. Stay after him. That one's on me, Bubba. Fisher's got the hot hand. That one's pulling a little better, isn't it? Is that a bigger one?
It's the same one.
It's not the same one. That other one's in the live well. Keep going. Stay with him. I promise I'll tighten your drag up this time. Pull him out here. Pull him out here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Man, that's a good one right there. Look at that.
Another one.
Look at that big old bull.
Now I'm winning.
You are winning. Look how big and pretty that bluegill. That sucker's bigger than my hand. Good job, Fisher. Throw him in the live well. What's he gonna taste like?
A chicken?
You gotta turn it, son. You're getting a box full of them.
I'm catching the most though.
You are catching the most. It never fails. Get back up there.
I'm gonna catch another one.
Catch another one.
In the same spot.
One of the cool things that we're doing today is I'm fishing with a little jig head on the bottom, and Fisher really likes that float. And don't ever be scared to experiment. I typically have had more success fishing on the bottom. I fish a little bitty light jig head with a light wire hook, put a worm, a cricket, even sometimes a little plastic grub. But this particular spot, apparently they like that float, and it keeps it up off the bottom, and the waves kind of impart a little bit of action on it. But they are wearing him out, and I'm not even getting a bite. So my advice is be open-minded, try the bottom, try different levels under a float. But what an awesome time. What a great afternoon spent with my little boy, and just, he has literally put it on me today. Old Pops, I don't have the patience to sit and watch it float like he does. I got to be casting, and he just locked down on it and wait till one pulls it under. So this has been it's been a blessing for me.
Hi folks, this week's Lone Star Lakes is brought to you once again by the good folks at Fiberworks Marine Collision. When you want your work done right and you want it done fast. Now this week we're going to talk a little bit about the Brazos River to start, because recent spring rains have created some problems along that river chain. First of all, Lakes Whitney and Granbury are extremely high, and they could be said to be in flood conditions. You'll want to be very careful if you're out on those lakes, and watch for things like your floaters and of course underwater hazards that are now hidden. You may be fishing the picnic table pattern on some of these lakes. Now up at Wright Patman, they have a great shallow water bass bite right now with some fish still on beds. That should last at least through the next full moon. You'll want to fish Wright Patman with your moving baits like your Cincos, your spinner baits. Of course, you can use your square bill crankbaits up in the shallows, or go with that slow approach and use a Texas rig lizard or craw in your standard June bug, watermelon, or pumpkin colors. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you once again by the good folks at Fiberworks Marine Collision. Be sure and check us out on Facebook, Lone Star Lakes.
Look what Dad's got. You gonna reel him in?
Yep.
Go. Get him. Get him. Pull him up here. Whoa. Well, you did pull him up here all the way to the rod tip. You did what I asked you to. That's a slab right there.
Is he slimy?
You can see, I mean, that's a good sized bluegill anywhere you go in the world. Fisher, have you had as much fun today as I have? Funner. Have you caught a bunch of fish?
What did you have?
I don't think I'm ever going to hear the end of that. Well, hey, thank you for showing me how to fish today.
Welcome.
All right, throw that little fella back. Let's go check another spot or two real quick, and then we're going to put it on the trailer, okay?
Well, I'm still catching more fish than you do.
I know, and I'm sure everybody else is going to know too.
Okay,
Come here. Can you give me a hug? Oh, man. You knucklehead. Let's go.
You can always watch our latest episode on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Catch up on past episodes and learn about fishing techniques and new gear at our how-to page. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for new fishing videos every day. Simply search for Fox Sports Outdoors and click the like button on Facebook and the follow button on Twitter, and watch a new episode every week on any device by downloading the free Waypoint TV app on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Motor Guide's wireless and easy to use XI3, Waypoint Marine, the Gulf Coast's leading saltwater boating specialist, Strike King, Taiwan On, and Tracker Boats, America's best-selling fishing boats.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get right to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Bobby wants to know, if you could go fishing tomorrow for fun, where would you go? For the answer, we checked with MLF angler Brent Chapman.
If I could go anywhere tomorrow, it would be down to Boca Grande, Florida. Usually it's with my dad and my son, sometimes my wife and daughter as well, but we love to get out there and we like to go offshore fishing, get out there 20, 30 miles and get out in that pretty blue water and just do a lot of looking around, use the sonar and stuff and electronics to find some fish. And we just love it. We like to catch amberjack, grouper. Down there you end up getting into Goliath grouper. You know, they end up usually take all your stuff, but sharks, snapper, whatever we can catch. But we just enjoy getting down there, and usually at the end of the day you have a nice little meal of fish as well.
Thank you, Brent. If you want some help from one of the pros, simply go to foxsportsoutdoors.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit a question. Now let's take a look at this week's Big Catch winner.
It's time for this week's winner in the Big Catch of the Week contest. This week's winner is James Beach of Ponchatoula, Louisiana, showing off his 2 3/4 pound crappie he caught at Lake Bruin, Louisiana. To enter the contest, go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/foxsportsoutdoors and add your photo along with the details of your catch to our most recent Tuesday Big Catch post. You could have your big fish shown on our show as well. Here's the gear you need to do what you saw us do today. I'm going to start with the kids combo, the slab shaker by Mr. Crappie by Lou's. Fisher can throw this thing a mile, and I'm sure that you or your kids can too. Matter of fact, I've caught a bunch of fish on these myself, but it's fantastic for a kid to use. Another thing that I think is super important when you're fishing for bluegill, shell crackers, you're fishing beds and stuff, is a power pole blade. I cannot put a level of importance on how great these things are to just pull up there, drop them down. You don't have to run your trolling motor. You don't have to disturb anything. And you can sit in one place and just pluck them off one right after the other. One of the most unique opportunities you have as a parent and being blessed with a child is to share the things that you're passionate about with them, and also to share the knowledge that you have with them. I've been blessed in my line of work to get to experience some incredible outdoor opportunities throughout many countries, but especially in this great country we live in. But nothing I've ever done is more gratifying to me or more special than a day like today in the boat with my little man here or his big sister. You know, spending a day in a boat, spending a day in a deer stand, in a duck blind, it doesn't get any better than that. So don't miss it. You only get these little folks little one time. Make it count. That's stuff that matters. Hey guys, thanks for joining me and Fisher today. We had a ball out here on the 1,000-acre recreational lake in Huntington, and I hope that you learned how to come here, catch bluegill, catch red ear, and enjoy an awesome day on the water like I did today with my main man. Barry will be back with you next week. Until then, God bless.